Ever wondered why some foods cost more than a luxury car? It's not just about flavor, it's about power, prestige, and centuries of tradition. Across history, what we eat has often said more about who we are than what we own. From spices once worth their weight in gold to coffee harvested in the strangest ways imaginable, the world's most expensive delicacies tell stories of empires, obsessions, and the eternal human desire to taste status. Forget gold and diamonds. True luxury has often been served on a plate. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history and modern culture of the world's most extravagant foods. These are not just meals. They're mirrors reflecting wealth, scarcity, and identity. Let's begin with a question. What makes something expensive when it comes to food? Taste? Rarity? Tradition? Or perhaps the psychology of exclusivity? Some ingredients command shocking price tags. Consider white truffles, fetching up to $10,000 per pound, or a single bluefin tuna sold at auction for over $3 million. Then there's the world's most expensive coffee, Kopi Luwak, where a pound can cost more than a month's rent. But the allure isn't only about flavor, it's about storytelling. These foods carry myths, rituals, and prestige. To taste them is to symbolically taste power. The same way a luxury car or a rare watch signals wealth, a plate of the world's rarest delicacies communicates status, quietly but unmistakably. And so, our journey begins through history, culture, and indulgence, to see how some of the world's rarest foods became edible emblems of influence. Few ingredients illustrate the link between scarcity and value like saffron. Each delicate strand comes from the stigma of the Crocus sativus flower. It takes around 75,000 blossoms to yield a single pound of saffron, hand-picked in the early morning before sunlight fades their potency. Originating in ancient Persia and spreading across the Mediterranean, saffron became a luxury reserved for royalty and religious rituals. Ancient Romans used it in perfumes and baths. In medieval Europe, merchants traded it for gold. Even today, it's valued at up to $5,000 per kilogram. Beyond its color and aroma, saffron represents patience, precision, and prestige. A spice so rare that it has sparked smuggling, imitation, and even wars. Bluefin tuna, the billion-dollar fish. In Japan, a single bluefin tuna can fetch astronomical prices, millions in fact, at the famous Tsukiji fish market auctions. The first tuna sold each new year often breaks records, becoming a symbol of fortune and status among sushi moguls. Bluefin's buttery texture and deep umami make it the crown jewel of sushi. Yet behind the glamour lies controversy. Overfishing has pushed populations to the brink, leading to ethical debates about indulgence and sustainability. Once considered undesirable in Japan, bluefin's transformation into a luxury food shows how culture and global demand can redefine value. It's not just a fish, it's a statement of mastery, exclusivity, and power over nature's limits. Kopi Luwak, the coffee with a secret. It's perhaps the most infamous beverage in the world. Kopi Luwak, or civet coffee, originates from Indonesia, where coffee cherries are eaten by wild civets. The beans pass through their digestive system and are later collected, cleaned, and roasted. The result? A cup that can cost hundreds of dollars. The process, bizarre as it sounds, supposedly enhances flavor by reducing acidity and bitterness. But the mystique goes deeper. For centuries, colonial plantations reserved high-quality coffee for European elites, while locals could only collect beans discarded by civets. What began as necessity became luxury. Today, however, ethical concerns shadow Kopi Luwak's reputation, as mass production often involves animal exploitation. Its high price now raises questions. Is it luxury or cruelty dressed in gold foil? Truffles are the jewels of the forest, fungi that grow underground, found only with the help of specially trained dogs or pigs. Their earthy aroma is intoxicating and ephemeral, and they can command tens of thousands of dollars per kilogram. In medieval Europe, truffles symbolized divine decadence, reserved for nobility. The hunt itself became an art form, a secret passed down generations, guarded by those who knew the forests intimately. Their scarcity, tied to unpredictable weather and geography, makes them one of the purest examples of nature's exclusivity. To taste a truffle is to taste mystery. Each bite carries the essence of secrecy, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. A5. Wagyu, the perfection of precision. Japan's A5 Wagyu beef is perhaps the most meticulously crafted food on Earth. Cows are bred from specific genetic lineages, fed controlled diets, and raised with near ritualistic care. The result is meat so marbled it looks like fine art, melting in the mouth like butter. Each cut is graded for texture, fat distribution, and color. A5, the highest grade, can sell for over $500 per pound. For centuries, Wagyu was reserved for Japanese elites, symbolizing harmony between nature, craftsmanship, and indulgence. Today it's become an international benchmark for culinary perfection. Wagyu is not just food, it's a reflection of human devotion to refinement. Bird's nest soup. The taste of the heavens. In Chinese culture, bird's nest soup is a centuries-old delicacy believed to promote longevity, vitality, and even beauty. The nests, made from the saliva of swiftlets, are harvested from cave walls, often in dangerous remote locations. A single pound can cost thousands of dollars, and emperors once reserved it for royal banquets. Beyond its nutritional claims, the nest represents a link between human perseverance and nature's delicate artistry. In many ways, it's the perfect symbol of cultural luxury, perilous to obtain, minimal in form, yet overflowing with symbolic richness. Throughout history, food has been one of humanity's most expressive symbols of status. Ancient Roman feasts showcased roasted peacocks and exotic fruits from conquered lands. In Mughal India, emperors dined on dishes flecked with real gold leaf. In Versailles, Louis XV's banquets weren't just meals, they were political theater. Food's exclusivity communicated dominance. To serve the rarest ingredients was to demonstrate power over geography, labor, and wealth. In today's world, luxury dining has evolved. Michelin-starred restaurants and private dining clubs carry forward the same ethos of exclusivity. A table at a restaurant like Noma or Masa isn't just about eating, it's about access, culture, and belonging to a global elite. Meanwhile, rare wines and aged spirits function almost like financial assets, traded, auctioned, and collected as symbols of refinement. But where do we draw the line between indulgence and investment? Between appreciation and obsession? That tension defines our modern relationship with luxury food. Luxury dining is changing. As awareness of sustainability grows, the next generation of delicacies may not come from nature's scarcity, but from human innovation. Lab-grown meat and cultivated caviar promise indulgence without exploitation. Scientists are already crafting Wagyu beef in labs and developing synthetic truffle aromas. These new luxuries challenge the traditional notion of status. Can something truly be exclusive if it's engineered? At the same time, ethical consumption is emerging as its own form of prestige. In some circles, eating sustainably sourced or plant-based luxury foods has become the new symbol of sophistication, a moral evolution of opulence. As technology redefines scarcity, the very idea of what counts as expensive will shift. Perhaps in the future, the most valued delicacies will be those that protect rather than deplete the planet. From ancient spice routes to modern Michelin tables, food has always been more than nourishment. It's been a language of power, pride, and identity. Each bite of these extravagant delicacies carries centuries of human history, ambition, artistry, and sometimes excess. The next time you see a $1,000 plate or hear of a record-breaking tuna auction, remember, it's not just about flavor. It's about a legacy of status, culture, and desire. The story of expensive food is, in truth, the story of us. Our hunger not only for taste, but for meaning, and for a place at the world's most exclusive table. No more. Be more.